got to be somebody. Hi, I'm Sakina. Fans of new music taking an appreciative bite of her EP's second and current single. Sevana with a fresh sound and newfound confidence.
Me love you like mango. Better you give me some loving. See how far we can go.
Something about the look, her sound and poise. Slender songbird Sevana spreading her wings, along with Indignation's sister act Leela Ike, also signed to Six Course RCA and stepping out with an EP, Be Somebody, which in musical terms is what Sevana appears to have done.
Every song on there, it explores a feeling or thoughts or emotions around a person or a point in time or a situation. Yeah, I feel like it ended up telling a really beautiful thematic story.
Me love you like mango. Better you give me some loving. See how far we can go. Imagine it being
Her Mango track doing nicely on radio, and Sevana basking in glowing reviews from the likes of Vice and Essence. Image also vamped up. The EP artwork showing more of Sevana than you've seen before.
Boy, some of those photos you took in that kind of lingerie sort of thing, that's seeing Sevana from definitely. Boy, you're already pushing the boundaries, kind of. Woo, you know, it's like people are going to pay attention.
Woo!
me love you like mango. Better you give me some loving.
Yeah, it's not so much as like, ooh, let me show the side of my leg and put on this lingerie to
It's
get
garters
attention.
and stuff.
For sure, absolutely it is. You know what I mean? Not disputing that. But that wasn't really my approach. It was from a more artistic perspective.
Art.
Yes, I
You
had been
sacrifice for art.
every single time. For sure sex sells, but I never done, but I tried to. And also I wouldn't have an excuse to try to cover up that if that's what I wanted to do. Like if I literally wanted to be posed on the cover of the EP with just my whole ass out, I would do that unapologetically, for sure.
At any rate, nice having some label backative to help make things happen.
There's a lot in a title. Be Somebody.
Yeah, when I wrote Be Somebody, I think maybe like months after, it dawned on me that I'd already written a piece of poetry like over 10 years ago, like before Rising Stars, that was called Be Somebody No. And at the time, the messaging was daring to be somebody regardless of being poor, of showing up a certain way in the world and people not respecting you, and you just knowing in yourself that I am somebody regardless of what everybody's thinking, and even if I don't have all these things, and even though my shoes is tearing off on my foot at school, right? And then Be Somebody on the title track of this EP is about leveling up and still striving for better, even though all of the problems are against you, you feel overwhelmed. So it felt like the ending of the message for me.
So you really had all those issues?
I did. I
Gorgeous
overcame
young
a lot.
woman like you had
Listen,
these kind of like
listen.
self-doubts and crippling anxiety.
Oh, absolutely. At one point, at one point around 19, I went through really severe depression. Like I couldn't get out of bed, couldn't stop crying, didn't eat. And it was really me kind of feeling lost, not having a sense of direction.
Because when I first saw
Yeah.
you, when I first heard you, there was always this sense that there was some part of you that was just not present. Do you think you've come out of that space now? You've evolved out of that shell?
I think I've definitely evolved out of whatever shell that I
So
was
what did
in.
it take to
It
evolve?
took self-work. It took life challenging me and me deciding, you know what, I'm gonna let this transform into something better and greater.
And the deciding occurrence or situation was? I mean, what was the thing? What was the...
Woo! My God, it was
Come
several
on, spill
things.
the beans.
I can't get into it, Anthony. Very personal. A lot of things around family, a lot of things around relationships, a lot of things around just being hungry and can't have no money to eat food, you know, just real life. That kind of just took a beating, you understand? And I just decided that, yeah, regardless of all this, I'm gonna be somebody. Like right now, I'm feeling really unstoppable and very confident. So I'm embracing that and I'm taking all the risks.
And those risks and honesty
Yeah.
are apparent on this EP?
Yeah, I would say so. I think that there are some of us, some listeners are still kind of stuck in, oh, reggae needs to sound like Bob Marley. You understand? And those people will never not think that. But I think for, you know, people of my generation and younger are kind of embracing that Jamaican music really is boundless, and that we have literally over the history of Jamaica created like 15 different genres that we put out into the world, and that pop music and just black culture in general has embraced and used for inspiration. So that's what I stand behind, and yeah, in doing music you have to express yourself.
So you're pitching to foreign?
I am not depending on any one kind of audience, and it is true that working with RCA and Columbia in the UK, that they are marketing to these different demographics, which I really appreciate. Which, you know, when I was going on tour, it was to Europe. You see what I'm saying? It wasn't like I was touring Jamaica, and I really love Jamaica and appreciate Jamaica. But yeah, you can't depend on any one audience or demographic.
Have you found that song though? Are you closer to getting that song? Jamaicans want to sing along with Sevana. Is one of these tracks going to be it?
You know what? I feel like Mango is that song, you know. I feel like them love Mango. All of mine them DM me and say, we love Mango. Like I've been reposting men in my stories.
So it is
They're
a sexual
singing along.
song.
It is not a sexual song. It's not.
I love you like mango. Better you give me some loving.
It really literally love you like Mango. I love you like how I love Julie Mango.
Tell me about the look and the vibe that you've crafted. There's something about you. I mean, the hair and the, you know, everything is glowing and everything is, I mean, there's thought.
Yeah.
And it's very casual, it's very nice, but it's very deliberate.
Yes,
You're a girly girl?
I am a girly girl, but also not a girly girl at the same time. But mostly girly girl, I feel. But more edgy, like streetwear kind of vibes. But yeah, the image is just me kind of just being confident to try out new aesthetics on myself while still grounding it in my Caribbeanness, my Jamaicanness.
She touched on hard times as a kid, but strange to relate polished Sevana with growing up poor in rural Jamaica and having to navigate class and prejudice along the way.
I grew up in Westmoreland, really poor.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Savannah, Lamar, Westmoreland, single parent family, you know, days without food. Very, very poor and speaking patois, but Anthony, actually I love that we came onto this. In using standard English as the way to speak, I kind of discovered that as a superpower from earlier on, because people, when I showed up with them to them as a young girl talking in standard English, they assigned more value to me immediately. So that's something that I fully bought into, like, okay, well, if I show up here, so even though I look poor, I'm here in a comb, I'm moisturized, you know, they will think that I have some kind of a promise because I can speak well, quote unquote.
It's the way of the world.
Yep. But then also too, I think because I've just fully started embracing all of who I am too, I don't think people connect with you when you're reserving parts of yourself, or if you have things that you're working on. Sometimes it takes you to be fully confident.
Look at me closely, coming and tell you no lie.
And confident enough to cast her net further afield. That's Sevana, another class act from Indignation.
I hope that Jamaica fully embraces me because I love Jamaica and I adore Jamaica, but at the same time, I'm not gonna hinge all of my validation on Jamaica accepting me, you know? But whoever comes and wants to join, yeah.